How to create a user profile, full stack user profile. So we have this e-commerce application here where I'm going to show you how to create a user profile. As you see here that we didn't log in. Let's try go and log in as, for example, Ali user. And after login, this login button, it will change to this Ali account drop down, and then from here you can select profile or your profile. This is how it will show. It will try to display your name, your email, and the date you created your account. And also will show this avatar placeholder if you don't have image. When you hover on this avatar, will show you this option to upload a picture, and this full stack to upload a picture that into your backend database. So if we try to select one of the available images here, for example, if I try to this only should allow you to select JPG or PNG image types. Otherwise, if you try to upload a video, it will just tell you that this one is not accepted. I will show you this notification here. So you need to change that to select, for example, this JPG, and then open, and I can just close this editor here and then upload. And that automatically will save this image into your account on the database, and will switch this, and also this button will change to change your picture instead of uploading picture. So because you have a picture, so it will allow you to update your picture as well. Before updating this picture, I can go to my so I can go to the admin. I can see this user. For example, if I navigate to users and then go to Ali, I can see here, I see the avatar URL and I see the avatar link. And also if I go to the media library, and here API uploads, I can find that picture just uploaded. So now again, I can update this picture. So can go again to this here, update, and then select different images instead of that one. Can select this is a new one, then upload. Automatically that is updating the picture without any issue, and this full stack as I show you. Hi folks, welcome to Duena Tech channel. As you saw on this quick demo how to create a very simple user profile, full stack user profile, and allow you to upload an avatar and updating a user avatar as well. And this is using Strapi and React.js, and continue on this series of tutorial how to build e-commerce applications. We previously learned how to display your orders and also to add the product reviews. So on this tutorial, we are going to help you how to add a user profile. So we need to navigate to the code locally and run your server and client. So this is the server and this is the client, both are running. So now we need to go first step, we need to create a profile component. So after creating the profile, this simple profile component, we need just to render that on app here. Let's add a new router for this. And we are going to use this protector, so this profile page will not be accessible unless if you logged in. So this one should be imported here. And now if you go to the browser and go to /profile, you can see it. If I try to log out, so it will not allow me to access profile, it will redirect me to log in. So next we need to display that profile here before this your order. Go to the custom navbar. Yes, here before this your orders, add this new drop down item, which has it will navigate to profile and display the title your profile. If we save this and go to the browser, and now that we see here your profile, if you click here, redirect you to your profile. Next we need to update this profile component with some data. First here, just let's initiate this to local state, the user state, and is user update boolean state. Let's just import that state here, your use state. And after this, just let's add a use effect, and let's import this use effect. We need to create this function called get profile data. So this get profile data, we need to use async await because we'll get this will use this Axios APIs to get the data from the API, and that will return response. Then that response is going to be a synchronous response. We need to use async await so we can get the valid data. And we need to import Axios here, and we need to use the endpoint, the local host 1337 API/users/me. So this is to get the user profile data allowed only for authenticated user, and we can access this token as a props to this profile. We can pass it down to profile component from app component, and then if we get the user data successfully, set update this local state with the new data, and after here you can call this set is user updated to false, and we need to call this actually inside this use effect. So let's move it inside here to follow just best practice. ESLint will fire some error, so you need to call the function inside and also leave the function inside the use effect because there is any other dependencies. We need to update these dependencies with token because this is work only when the token is available, so it depending on this token. And also we need to use this state. When this state is true, then try to just retrigger this state and get the latest user data. And now we have this use effect is done, and we can get the users from the API. Next, let me just add here a class name for this for a profile. Then inside this div, just let's add this code here. This first child, this body to display the username and email and created add date. And before that, we need to display the avatar. I need to add this two div with the two classes. Let me add this just closing tag. So initiate just here a div with the class name called avatar, and another div inside this avatar is called avatar wrapper. So this to help us to do some CSS later to make it look as what you saw on the demo. And inside this avatar, we need to render the button that to allow us to upload or change avatar. So this button here, and this button is going to be a component. This component is going to be called upload avatar. We are going to just create it after this step. Let me first just add this line of code as well. So before this button here, I'm going to make this condition. We'll check if there is a user avatar URL, try to display the avatar image. Otherwise, try to use this icon as a placeholder. So we need to import this icon. You can import it from React icons here on the top. And now we need to go and create this component. Let's create a component called upload avatar inside same profile, and just save it for now. And let's try import this here, and that is imported here. Let's just save this one. And now if we go to the browser, that we see this avatar, and we see this now is static data, Ali email and created add date. But we can use the actual user data. So now if we try to console log and see the user data, just user himself, and inspect console, we can open this here. So we have an error, and this because unauthorized. We need to go to our server here. So you go to setting, go to rule, authenticated, go to user permission, select move to the bottom here. Me is authorized. Let me add find and find one, save. Let's try reload. So now we have the user data. Now that is empty and authorized. Let's try, yeah, I think we forgot to pass the token. So this token, let's go back to API and pass it to profile. This profile doesn't have a token, which is going to be just JWT. We have it here, this one. And save this, and if you go to profile, Now we get that. If we go to the browser, now if you try to take a look on user, so now we see the user data. So we have username is gonna be the username Ali, and created a date and this email. So now if we go back to the code, instead of this static data, we can display now the user.username, and instead of this we can display user.email. So now still that display Ali and this Ali email created a date, so you can format this just using this for JavaScript new date, and then pass user dot created at. Let's just make sure is this called created at. Yes, created at. And then we need to format this to local data string, save it, go back. That's now the correct date, displaying correct date. And now if we reload, still everything is fine. So now we get the static data, we display static data. So now if we go to update this upload avatar, so at the beginning of this component, let's just initiate this two state here. One for the module, where is it open or closed, which is the default be false, and second one for the image or the file that we upload. And just let's import use state. Next here, let's just create a function called toggle. We call this function to open and close the module. And actually we can get more details about this React Strap module is here to allow you to use this module. Just we are going to customize this data, so you can go to this documentation to read more about React Strap if you would like. And same as well when come to upload API for Strapi, here is the documentation for Strapi for upload files. You can also go and read more about this. And let's go back to our code. So inside this toggle, basically it will just call this set module, and it will try set it to opposite what is exist. If this module is it was false, it will change it to true. If it was true, it will change it to false. After the toggle, we need to create another function here and call it handle file change. So this will be called when you click on input to upload a picture or a file, and that will pass here an event, and this event include target, and this target it will have files inside it. Then we'll make a check here to make a condition to see if these files include any data. Then if include, go inside the condition. Then we'll try get the type. We'll allow only to upload an image that type is PNG or JPG. If not, then we'll try to fire this error, toast error. Let me just import toast. And just to say that it's only PNG and JPG images type are allowed. Let's just add this allowed. Next, let's also create this function here. So this function update user avatar. So if we after uploading the image successfully, we need to update the user with this new avatar ID and avatar URL. So we pass async await because we are gonna make a synchronous call to the API. So we are going to use Axios. Let's just import Axios, axios.put. Then we'll pass the endpoint for the server / API / users, and then the user ID, which we can access it from here. We can pass it as a props to this component. Let's just import that now. And next, we need to pass the avatar ID and avatar URL, which we pass them as a parameter to this function. And we need to set the header, the content type to be application JSON, and this authorization to pass also the token, because this will be only for assigned user. Then at the end, we need to call this set user update to true. So this will need to also pass it as a props to this component, so which we get it from this file here. So this one here, we call it. When we call this, says it to true, and automatically will trigger this use effect. We'll get the latest user data, then we can display that on the browser. So that's the point from this set user update. And if there is an error, basically will be catch here, and then just display that on the console log. After this update user avatar ID, we need to create handle submit function. Let me just close this. So inside this handle submit, first we'll check if the file, if empty, will return nothing, and then fire this toast say file is required. So if you try to submit the form without any file, we'll just show this error and do nothing. And if there is a file, then we need to call the API. First we need to use try catch. If there is any error, then inside the catch, try just console log that inside catch. And then here we need to use this, we need to declare this variable, files variable. We are going to use form data, because the API will accept all of that type of format for the file. We need to append key to be files, and here the second param will be the files itself, the one that we uploaded, this state here. And next, second one, we need to pass the name of this file or the picture, which will be just the username and the avatar. And the username, this could be just we need to pass it also as a props here. Call the API and pass it through, which is this here after this line. Let me add this code here. So we'll make a call using axios.post, and then the server endpoint /API/upload. Then we'll pass these files, the variable we declare here, and then we pass inside the header the content type to be multi-part from media, from data, and authorization. Then need to pass the peer token. This also will be only available for authenticated user or users that logged in. And this will return a data, so we return a response, and this response will be an object has a data, and this data will be an array. We are interested only in the first object inside this array, which include a lot of data. We need only ID and URL about the image. So then we can call, if this successfully, then we can just call this update user avatar, then passing this ID and this URL, so which will call this user avatar. After this successfully, we'll just set file to null, which is this state here, reset it back to null, and also set module to false to close the module if that is opened. Inside this div here, let me just add the button that we need to render. So just let me add this button. We need to import this button from React Strap, and the size is small SM. And when you click on this button, it will call this toggle function we created here on the top to open the module. Then we'll make a condition if avatar URL is exist. We need to pass this also as a props. And actually all these props already passed to this component inside here, this file index component. If you see earlier, we have these 4 or 5 props already passed, and you need to just make sure we pass them here. And now if I go back, so now if we have avatar URL, we need to display a specific title for this button, which is going to be called change picture if you have already a avatar URL. If there is no, then it's going to be just update picture. If we save it, if you go to the browser, now if you see that upload picture, because we don't have any picture. So next, after this, we need to use the module I showed you earlier here on this React Strap documentation. This one, we need to use this already. I have it locally. So let me just add this here after this line. We need to import this as well from React Strap. This same as this, basically there is no any difference. The only difference, I just removed this text, and instead of this text I added this form, and this form to display this label and this file input. If I just save this one, and this will have this module, the one that states that we have it locally here by default will be false, so will not be open. When you click on the button, then we'll open this dialog which has this header to upload avatar, or should be upload your avatar. So now if you go back here and then try click here, then there is an error. So let's go back here and see what is not correct. Yeah, this form is imported not correctly. This should be imported from Reactjs. Now if you go back, let's reload the page, click on upload picture, and that now shows this module. So that is correctly now is populated. And I need also to make conditions this say upload your picture. So this if you don't have a picture, but if you have a picture, should say change your picture, same as this button here. If you go back to this, I just noticed that now, so let me add same condition here. Instead of upload, so check if there is avatar URL, say change your avatar. If you don't have a avatar URL, then say upload your avatar. Save it. Everything should be same because still we don't have any avatar, so upload your avatar. Now let's try add some CSS to this. So go just to this index.css, and this is going to be very simple. I'm not going to actually explain it all, so you can just go through. Adding this here, this description start, and here just this comment should be profile instead of this one. This is where it is start, and adding just very simple CSS, and this is the end of that. And also I'm adding this media query for a small device to make this responsive, and change the direction of the this flex to be column. If I go back here, so this is how the CSS changed it and how it looked like, and also position this button correctly. And when you hover, this will be only shown when you hover on this avatar icon or the avatar image after uploading an image. And if I change this to mobile device, as you see, that is responsive, just changing to show the avatar here, and this the text at the bottom. Let me change it back to desktop. Next we need to just update the API for the user. If we go to this admin and go to content builder, select user, let's add a new here, new text, which is going to be avatar URL, and then just add another field which is going to be integer, which is going to be avatar ID, and finish. Let's select this is going to be integer and finish. So we update the user, save, log in again, and let's try just check the role permission. For user permission, just to make sure me and find is correct selected. And also let's check the upload. We need to change upload to here to this, check this upload. So to have access, need to save. Now let's go to app. If we reload the app and upload picture, let's select first picture, which is going to be mine, this one here, upload, and there is an error, and this is forbidden. Let's try to also as well check the rule again for user. If you see the error here is about the user endpoint, we try to update the user ID, and if you see, if you go to rules here, and then authenticated, user permission, me, find update. We need to select this update, save. Let's go and try again, reload, remove this one here, upload image, let's upload this one, upload, boom, that is just showing the picture here. So, and also if you see the title for this button is changed from upload to change picture. Now if you click here, also should change this title here, change your avatar instead of upload your avatar. So if you try to select a different picture here and then try upload it, boom, that very quick and really look nice. So displaying this is dynamic data from the API, and now we can upload images for the avatar, and this also is responsive, how it look like on the mobile device. And it shouldn't allow you to upload a video or anything that is not JPG or PNG image type. And then, for example, if you try to upload this video and see that only try to just display this error here. So this also the validation is work as expected. And this is simply how to build a user profile or full stack user profile, uploading images to Strapi admin side and using React in client. If you didn't subscribe, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the content, share them with your friends, so to support the channel to uploading new more tutorials and new videos. And don't forget to leave your comment down, and thank you for watching, and see you in very next tutorial.